So today I got a service call for a heater that was shooting water out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the pump on for the pool to see what happens when the water starts circulating and the heater receives water in it. We're going to take a look at it in a second here, and I'll show you what we have to do to address the problem. Over here is a pool pump. This is our timer. This is just going to turn the pool pump on. Right there we have our heater. That is the source of the service call and the problem. First thing I'm going to do is flip the switch, get the pump running, see what happens over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pool pump off now. Obviously this is a massive leak. It is unfortunately not a simple fix that would be something that I could do here, where I can just replace a small broken valve or something like that. The entire heat exchanger is cracked and needs to be replaced. So what we're going to do to create a simple solution for the customer to still operate their pool pump and circulate their water in their pool is we're just going to come over here and fix the pipes that are going to the heater. This is the pipe coming out of the filter going into the heater. This is the water that's returning from the heater and then returning into the pool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bypass the heater plumbing altogether. So I'm going to cut this right here to disconnect the water going out. I'm going to cut this right here to disconnect the water coming back. And I'm just going to connect this pipe to this pipe, and then the plumbing to the heater is entirely disconnected. This will allow the water to still circulate until that can get repaired. So I'm going to use my reciprocating saw. I'm going to cut this pipe first. I'm going to move on to the next pipe. This one over here. Cut. What I need to do is I need to cut them back a little bit more so I can fit the pipes that are going to be going over it. So I've cut these two pieces out so that I have enough space to slip the new pipe connections over that. Something very important when you're doing plumbing like this is you need to make sure that the angle of the two pipes is the same so that when you come put the connections in, they'll go in a lot more easily. Also, for something like this, these are called 90s. If I connect them together, it's too big of a space. So I'm gonna need something called a street 90, which is one that slips this part into this part. And I'll show you that in just a second. So, this is a regular 90, this is a street 90. The nice thing about the street 90 is it slips right into the regular 90. This is another reason why it's good to have a pool professional do something like this for you, because you're not gonna be able to find something like this in your typical Home Depot or Pinch a Penny or pool supply store typically. This is going to be a little bit more specific, and it's the correct fitting for the job we're trying to do over here. So now, just got to get our glue. We have the pipe connections that we need, the fittings that we need for the job. I'm going to clean this all up, make sure it gets a good adhesion when I apply the glue to it. Bits left over pieces of PVC off. Try to clean up some of this so that it can work a little bit better here. Take this pipe, make sure that they're going to line up together, and they will, because I cut them exactly in the same spot. So they should line up pretty easily. Now we're going to do something called the telephone, where connect the two 90s together. It kind of looks like a telephone. Put it on the outside of the street 90. Put it on the inside of the regular 90. Connect them together. Put them against the floor somewhere flat so that they can have the exact same angle. Straight. That's perfect. Just wipe off the excess glue. It's better to have too much glue and then wipe it off than not enough. You'll get a good connection there. Are going to say that you need to be applying the primer to the pipe before you use it, before you use the glue. Some research has shown that the adhesives themselves already have some solvent in there that helps soften the pipes. In my 10 years of doing this, I've been doing it like this most of the time. Any issues with my plumbing coming back that is leaking. So you see it's a little bit tight for space with this pipe being here, that's why I have to cut it back. I have a little bit of wiggle room if I move this here this way, or I can probably fit the pipe in. Yeah. So now I'm going to apply the glue to these two joints and these two, and then we're going to just bring it all together in one shot. Glue on my 90s, telephone. My pipe. There's no such thing as too much glue. I don't want to go all the way around because my applicator is going to get all full of dirt. Now that everything's got glue on it, we got glue together. Slip in this, slip in this. Smooth as butter. And that's it. Connection is made. The heater's bypassed. Just gonna pull these in just to try to make sure they're as tight as possible there. Heater has been bypassed. So what we're going to do when the customer wants to replace the heater or the heater gets repaired, we'll just cut this out and connect these pipes straight the way they were before. That's basically all there is. Now we just got to let the glue dry, give it a little bit of time, then we're going to turn the pump on, make sure it's not leaking anywhere. We're all set. Job's done. Something very important that I forgot to mention, I didn't realize that I didn't do it until afterwards, and I didn't have the caps with me, as when you cut pipes open and you have pipes that are left open, rodents or bugs or snakes or anything can get in those pipes, and you don't really want that to happen. Whether you're going to reconnect it later in the future or not, you just don't want to create a home or habitat for creatures to crawl into. So I have to pick up a couple of caps, go back to the job, put those back in there. But it's important to put those in to prevent further issues in the future. Make sure you do that when you're doing a job like this.